Just see this all working properly. Okay, so it's upcoming. Oh, so this is working. So we just pause the broadcast and get everything set up. Resume. Here we go. Right, so this should now be working. Yep, it is. Yep, that is working for sure. Yep, I've got that playing in my own headphones. Right, let me turn that down. So we are in a creative test world right now. This is the Minecraft Realm world, not the real one. It is a creative test world, so I'm not cheating or anything. What I'm going to be doing is just planning out some new builds for this world in preparation for hopefully for the next episode that will be coming out hopefully in a few weeks' time. Just have to get everything sorted out for this. So where's the day count gone? Always day. I want to turn that on. So the whole point of this is to just show you guys more into my whole build progress for the Throne world, just so you guys can properly see what we're going to be building before it all comes out. Just want to get rid of this beacon, and probably won't be much talking in these streams because no one's going to be watching them. Probably, highly doubt anyone's going to be actually in these streams. Let me just check. You guys can't hear my mouse, can you? I think you guys can. No, you guys can't. It's okay. It's okay. You can't hear the the mouse, so it should be fine. So what I'm planning to do up here is I want to build a sort of temple, ruined temple sort of thing, and this entire section going up to the river is going to be a large sort of like rural building section sort of thing. We're going to have a rural village with lots of fields, and up on this hill I want to try build some sort of lore thing into this world using sort of like some sort of like broken up temple. I'm not really sure how I'm going to design it, and I haven't actually I have just remembered the copper update has come out, so there are new copper blocks to play with not in there, I believe. We now have obviously copper golems down here, yeah, copper chains, everything like that. That is definitely something I want to experiment with. But what I want to do is just get some things built in our creative test world and then hopefully be able to transfer them into the next Forever World video, which I'm hoping to get out in a few weeks' time. It's pretty a good time just to explain where all my plans are for the future of this channel, at least the temporary future. What I want to do is bring in a sort of weekly upload schedule. Obviously, I uploaded the City Skylines video on Thursday, and I have two more currently recorded, unedited, but they are currently actually recorded, ready for videos to come out. I just have to edit them, and I'm going to schedule them in advance for the following week. So, episode 2 of City Skylines will be coming Thursday, then episode 3 the Thursday after, and then I'm hoping to get the Forever World video out for the Thursday after that, so around the end of the month. And that is going to hopefully be the sort of schedule that we go for this for the next few months of the channel, where I get a big backlog up of videos of what to do. What I want to do is get a bunch of videos all built up, ready to go, schedule them in advance, and if I do have no problem, like I just had, I had a month without recording, I can still get weekly videos out, and I don't really have to worry about that sort of thing. Now, obviously, I am going to be doing streams, hopefully every weekend. Not a guarantee yet, but this is our first stream. Going to see how this one goes, and then we are going to jump straight in to actually building, hopefully up to momentum for this channel again. Want to hopefully try get us back on track to where we were February 2024 when we had that viral video, and also February this year when we had episode 1 of the Forever World, went absolutely viral. Want to try get back up to those numbers again. Hopefully, instead of just getting 90 views per video, hopefully getting that back up to a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand if we get to that point. But that would be a hope and not an actual realistic dream that I have right now. So what I'm currently designing is a sort of coarse dirt pathway running through, and I want to lead it up this hill to a large ruined sort of temple. I have a lot of ideas of what to actually do on here. I'm just going to go get something. Actually, I can just put on my PC maybe to get some ideas for this. I have quite a few ideas on what to actually do here. And what I want to do is sort of build a circular sort of build, but I don't want it to be quite a full circle. We want to go 5 across, and then we'll just do a regular circle just to sort of plan it out and see where this takes us. I will be using obviously tough and stuff like that, and hopefully we can see where this takes us. It should be a pretty cool design, I think. So again, 5 there. I have become a master of building these circles now, guys. It's absolutely insane. So that's sort of the size, but I want to make it a little bit more out of shape. Now I'm just getting some ideas up on what to do. I haven't actually seen, I've got an idea of what I do. I know I've seen the sort of style before, but I can't quite remember where I've seen it. So let me just search it up properly. What do we want? We want a Minecraft ruins build. Go into images and see what we can get. I sort of want to do sort of like castle ruins, maybe like an old sort of like rural area. What I'm sort of inspired by is, in real life, sort of like how Stonehenge is. So like building these sort of things dotted around. I don't want anything massive, but I do want something that looks pretty good and we can tie in to a more realistic sort of creation. Now what I want to do is make this a bit more oblong. I'm going to say this is too perfect of a circle. I want to feel a little bit more ruined, so I might bring this out maybe a few more blocks, then cut that in, just to create sort of, maybe go for a sort of church style, actually. That might actually be a pretty good idea on what to do. Make this sort of feel like an old abandoned castle or church, or just had another idea. Obviously, I don't know where I mentioned this. I mentioned this in a video somewhere. I'm sure in a community post at some point. Obviously, this mountain over here is going to be home to the sort of main mapping castle where we're going to put all the maps of the world. So what we could do is build an old sort of fortress gatehouse that goes here for like a bridge that leads up into the main castle. I don't know how I feel about that. That might be something we build on the other side of the mountain. Actually, I want to keep this to be a actual castle section. So what I want to do is map out a sort of church style. We can build it on the end, or maybe the other way around, actually. So this is so this stream is literally just going to be showing you guys what I go through every single time I make a video. Just all the creative planning, nearly every single one of the builds that you guys can see in this world, except for some of these ones. These ones were built pretty much straight away because they're so small. But every build in the city has gone through this process. So you guys are about to see how much pain I go through every single time I want to make a new video. So I'm currently just looking at some inspiration on Google. That is the perfect sort of place to get inspiration. I'm just going to say that. I want a very grey colour palette with this. Tough is perfect. Cracked stone bricks, again. I don't want regular stone bricks. I also want to throw in some dead coral. Now, that is something that I'm also going to use these streams for. I want you guys to sort of be able to see inside how Minecraft building works. Sort of, you guys can actually sort of understand how to create these sort of builds that I do, these highly detailed buildings, to hopefully improve your own builds. And the first thing, I'm going to say it now since I'm using gravel and stuff like that, is to completely forget everything you've ever learned about building in Minecraft. Everyone, like, a lot of builders, intermediate builders, would say follow certain sort of patterns and use certain blocks. But if you want to be a really good builder, you've got to remember every single block is a different color, sort of like a different tone of a color. It's not all meant to be for certain it's not meant to be, oh, what's the word, like using a dirt block for something. You can use it. You have to stop regarding it as what the block is and more as using it as a color palette, sort of like a tone of a color. So instead of going, oh, this is a grass block, say oh, I'll use a better example actually. Let's say, oh, this is a coral block. Say it's actually a shade of grey, just as a little bit of detailing, and then you can see it in these builds over here. I don't use coral too much. It's something I need to get more used to, but I am trying to get it to look a little bit better in my builds. So how do I want this to go? I think I'm going to build up the pathway first. The path's going to come in from this side. Don't want it to be too big, maybe like 3 wide or 2 wide. Don't want it to be massive. And I want it to seep in. And I think, actually, we might bring it up another block. Maybe like that. Bring this up and then create a larger platform. Just so we can create, hopefully, something that looks pretty good. What I'm going for is like a ruined sort of pattern. And then I'll build it in survival later. In the actual survival forever world. Hopefully, this will all turn out looking pretty good. And I want this to come all the way to the edge here. Because what I'm envisioning is an old sort of church spire on the edge of a cliff right here. And I think that'll be a very cool sort of build to bring in to this world. I think it'd be pretty good. I'm not too sure as to how it will look. But at the end of the day, hopefully, if I get this right, it should be pretty good. Maybe if I shorten the length of this and start bringing this back in here. Hopefully this shouldn't look too bad. That's way too long of a straight line. Bring that back in a bit. Okay, so that should start to bring in a more of an organic shape to at least where the layout is going to be. Bring the coarse dirt road. We want that to go. We want it to come through here like this, I'm going to say. That's going to go like that. And then for the step up, I think we're going to use mud brick slabs for the step ups, stuff like that. And then bring this out some more. And then we'll have this coming up. We're going to have a wall along here. Let me just fill this all in with grass. Just so we have a good idea of the space we're working with. I'm thinking we have the sort of ruins of the castle here. Then we have a small little walled garden as if to show that it's been overtaken by nature again. I want to use some plants that you don't traditionally use. Ones I haven't used in the city yet. And I'm thinking, because right now in the city I use sort of like the standard sort of ones, but I want to bring in some of the more exotic flowers. Where are they? So maybe bring in some lilacs, stuff like that. Make it look a little bit more all over the place. Blue orchids and that. As I'm not going to try to pronounce that. That is going to be way too hard to pronounce. Once we've built up this out ready to go. I just need to get an actual design for the houses. And I need to work on a wall because, as you can see, you're going to see the edge of that mud farm that I built at the start of the city, which I never showed you guys building. And I absolutely hate that wall being there. It's such an eyesore, especially out here. I want to build a large sort of brick wall. So hopefully we can get that all done in this stream. If not, I'll probably do another few streams next weekend as well, stream or two. Hoping to get one every Sunday. And then seeing if I can get a stream on Saturday. And wow, this stream's actually doing pretty well. 7 people are watching, which is a lot more than I anticipated. So, welcome to the stream, guys. Before any of you go in the comments thinking that I'm cheating in the Forever World, it's a test world. I'm just going to emphasize that. And, yep, typical for my streams. As soon as I mention that I know you guys are watching, you will disappear. That is just what you guys do, isn't it? Right, so what I'm planning to do, this is our platform. Let's get out the, yep, calling you guys out and you run away, of course. So getting out the builder's favourite block, which is wool, I'm going to plan out where do we want this wall to go. I'm going to have the wall starting here, I'm going to say. It's going to follow the path, and then it's going to dive off like this. And there's going to be some holes in it, of course, but I'm just sort of laying it out right now. And it's going to curve in to where the church spire is going to be. Then using the white wool, we will map out sort of where the actual church spire is going to be. That's going to be the entire length of this. I think that'd be very cool. And then this will be somewhat of just a square building. Although, I do want to bring in sort of like a curved wall. Sort of like this. Sort of all over the place, creating a little bit of a uniqueness to the design. That's the sort of layout that we have right now. Bring this in, like so. Now, this is going to be different to all the other creative builds that you guys see streaming, so like Whip and stuff like that, who stream their creative test worlds, as in, I don't have any form of world edit. I'm building this all in creative, just to make it a quick sort of process. Don't expect me to be suddenly be able to turn all white wool into grey concrete or something like that. That is not in my capabilities. Not because I don't know how to do it. That is a actual factor, but because basically I can't do it. I'm on Bedrock, so none of that actually exists for me. So what is in this inspiration? You guys can't see, I've got an inspiration on the screen next to me of one, and they've got basalt, which is a pretty cool block. So I'm going to start off with the actual completed wall, which obviously is going to be the spire, well, what was once the spire. So I need some basalt, which is where? I think it's down here, isn't it? I cannot remember the creative build catalog at all. Where is this stuff? Right. I'll find it eventually, I'm sure I will. But it should be up here with the nether blocks, shouldn't it? Where's basalt? It's not down here. Right, this is embarrassing. I don't actually remember where any of the blocks are. Hang on. Let me just get it in then. Slash give at S. That's me, isn't it? We want what? Basalt or smooth basalt? We want. Is it polished? Smooth? We just want regular basalt, I think. I think it's just regular. And then is this. No. Okay, I'm going to bring this out one more block just so we can get a sort of odd building in. I want to get this back. Thank you. Bring that out one more. This should hopefully come out. And how tall do I want this to be? This is the middle block here. And this will run. Obviously, we're going to have a window coming through here. But I'm just going to get a sort of hint of how high up we want this to be. Can we go up to 100? Does that look tall enough to you guys? I think we can go taller than that. I think it will go taller than that, actually. Maybe up to 1.5. That's 1.6. 1.5, should that be? So, obviously, we're going to be looking at this from quite a distance, usually. We won't be coming up here. I think 105 is a decent height, yeah. It's a pretty good height to bring in. And another thing I want to do, actually, is I don't want these like this bit here. So I might cover this all, replace a lot of this with moss. Just to get in. I don't like how you see the edge of the dirt. And obviously in Bedrock, because in Java you can have the continuity texture pack, where it just covers up the grass size of this and just makes it all one grass texture. I can't get that, so I'm just going to cover it all with moss blocks, and then texture it into the actual grass areas, just to make it look a little bit better. I think that looks a lot better when you can't actually see the dirt. The dirt just throws off the illusion, I think, because when you look at an actual hill in real life, you don't see, unless you're looking at a very steep hill, you see continuous grass. So that's something I just want to try bring it into the Forever World more, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Yes, it'll probably be more expensive to do, because I need to get the moss, but it should be fine. So just get this all in. Obviously, I'm not going to do it all because I don't have schematics, so I'll just have to remember this for when I'm actually building. And this is one of the other reasons why I'm doing a stream, so that when I do come to record the video later, probably sometime next week, maybe weekend sometime, I'll actually remember what I am building and how the schematics look, how to actually build it. So what I'm now thinking is, in this corner here, I want to bring this wall up a bit. Let's bring this up to, not 100, not all the way, up to 95. Up to about here. That's 95. Go down one. I want to bring in, let's see, what one? Should we do Blackstone? Let's get a Blackstone wall in. And then a fence as well. Let's go for a dark oak fence. Now, obviously, this doesn't look like anything right now, and we're going to texture it all properly. But that's just somewhat of what I'm planning to do. And now, if we bring in some... So what we can do is, we're going to be viewing it from this side. I want to do this. Bring something up like that. Up there, a little bit less than that. Let's go up to there. And then bring in another block. Let's do andesite. Oh, that was a... Let's do andesite or tuff. Or mossy cobble, actually. Mossy cobble. That'll be a good one. Let's use mossy cobble here. Get this up to about here. And then just throw in some lighter texturing. Maybe some cobble deep slate. Regular cobblestone's too clean. Mossy stone brick. Now that would be good. And cracked deep slate. And let's just get some of this in, just to get a little bit of detailing in. And then see, how does this look? I want to do the same on this actual tower, obviously. Hopefully, it's going to start looking good. And then we want to bring in the walls as well. So we're going to use, what are we going to use for the wall? Get this all out of the way. We're going to use some grayer blocks, some more grey. Stuff like that. I'm going to also get in some andesite walls. And maybe some slabs, honestly. Maybe getting some regular andesite as well. Where is it? That's regular andesite. And getting some slabs as well, maybe. It could be a pretty good design. Let's get some cobblestone, stone, and andesite. Let's see if we can create something pretty good here. I'm going to start off right here. Bring in two things like that. Maybe get a slab on top like that. Now, this is all experimental, so I don't know how this is going to turn out at all. But bringing little bits like that, this could hopefully make it look pretty good, I'm going to say. So get a wall in there. Same on that side. That can be gravel, gravel. Get a... We want stone and cobblestone. Get a cobblestone on there. This could be more of an eroded part. What I'm going to do is place down some gravel there. And then I could use stone buttons, maybe, to make it look as if the wall has fallen down. That could be a pretty good design. There's buttons. Stone button. That'd be a pretty good sort of design like this. I think that looks good. And then maybe actually, let's throw in some coarse dirt as well. Make it look like it's a bit more worn down. Like people use, almost as if people use this as a shortcut, and that could tie into this small little path here, which I'm working on. Because we got the main path here, which goes down into the main road that goes off towards another city I'm going to build over there in the spruce biome, hopefully, eventually. But then we also have this other road that comes up, and that can just feed right into here, which is a little shortcut into the area. And I think it's actually looking pretty good. So let's just get a few stones down, maybe get another slab. And then continuing the design. I want to get this back in. Get the gravel back. And get some cracked stone bricks. I haven't used them yet. Get a somewhat of a feel for how we are going to be building this. Maybe get sort of a messy sort of design, maybe. Don't want it to have trouble. That can be pretty good. And then this is where it starts to get a little bit higher up, we're going to say. So start off with this sort of design. No, I don't want that. So just get the base done. Because this is where it starts to go into the actual main chapel sort of build thing here. So this could maybe be another gap in the wall, maybe. Let's get our coarse dirt here. And around here. And this could just maybe lead into a path. I don't think so. And then obviously we want our stone buttons as well. This could be pretty good. Come in here. And we want this to be a little bit higher up than the other side. So what I'm thinking is get a slab. We don't want that. That's double. You never want to do too much of the same block when you're building in Minecraft. I know it's like quite tempting for some people to do, but it never quite works the way you want it to. And it always just makes the entire building feel a lot worse. Yeah, you can't place that there. Right, okay. I remember that now. Okay, so that's sort of an idea for a... That's actually pretty good, I'm going to say. Once we fill this in with actual moss blocks rather than grass, and get some flowers placed down, everything like that, I think this is actually starting to look pretty good for a set of ruins. I might be able to throw some stairs in, actually. That might be a pretty good idea. Just going to look some more at the inspiration we have. So they have sort of a tower here. And then they have some broken walls, so like window thing leading into this main building here. But they don't have these walls on either side. So what I want to do is have this wall be absolutely terrible. Like really falling down, sort of like this, but 2 blocks taller. And then a slow build up to where the main roof is over here. I think that'd be a pretty good sort of design. Now, what I'm also hoping to do, and what I completely forgot to do for this stream, but I am going to do for other streams, is I'm going to record these as actual footage and upload these as actual long play videos as well. Mostly because I want to get my watch time up, but also because I just think it'd be very good to get these long plays going. Might do them more with like actually building them in real, when we actually put them in the actual Forever world. So what I'm planning is obviously design them in creative on streams. And then maybe when I'm building them in survival, again, build them on stream. Record long sessions of some of the ones I don't put in videos. So smaller builds I just do off camera. And then obviously do the main videos, everything like that. But the videos will be smaller than they have been. Sort of going back to how they were at the start of the Forever world. So I'm thinking going back to the longer form videos. If you go back to episode 1 of the Forever world, you'll sort of know what I mean. Going back to that sort of more basic style building. Not basic style building, but basic relaxed style gameplay. Because those videos got a lot more views on my channel. I don't want /give, I want /clear. Get rid of all that. So this wall here is looking pretty good. I think I'm going to start off a little bit of this garden area out the front. Again, I just want to cover this. I don't want any sort of dirt to be visible, just because it ruins the aesthetic of the build completely. I don't want that corner there either. That corner's too what's the word? Too square. I know it's Minecraft. The whole point of the game is for it to be square, but you guys know what I mean. It feels too non-natural. It's not real. It doesn't feel like it's supposed to be there, if you get what I mean. So hopefully now we've got this going, this path feeding up the hill. I'm just going to see how this is starting to look from down here in the farms. These farms right now are definitely a work in progress. I am still working on my farms, but hopefully we get a lot of fields all the way down. What I'm envisioning right now is we have this field, this farming community running down this valley and off towards a new sort of like city over by that lake over there. I think that'd be a very cool idea. But yeah, I'm actually really liking what we've got going on here right now. This looks pretty good. Obviously, it will look better once we've got it more built up, but that colour palette is looking pretty good if I do say so myself. And I do. What do we want? We want blackstone, basalt. That's where basalt is. Smooth basalt as well. Get a little texturing in there. What else would you want? Maybe some dark grey concrete. Don't want to go too heavy on the concrete. It's too much of a modern block. Maybe get some dark grey concrete powder. Well, regular grey. Sorry. Grey concrete powder in there. I would put netherite in there if I was rich in the actual survival world, but I'm not going to do that. Do not have anywhere near enough to be able to do that. What other blocks did I place down in here? What else was it? We had crackstone bricks and stuff like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now we're going to start working on this actual building here. Again, oh, that looks bad. We don't want too much continuous of the same gradient, I'm going to say. Don't want to do that one there. Yeah, this is a pretty good design here. Maybe get... I think this is still going to be a wall. Maybe like a small little chimney. So I want to see how I get this to work out. I don't want this to be too tall, but just something like this for now should be pretty good. I want to have sort of like holes in this, or like bridges leading in. So what I'm going to do first of all, let's just get this main wall done. I want to get some windows in the back of here primarily. I think windows would be very cool. Get some texturing in, stuff like that. What do we want? Is that too busy? That might be too busy. I might actually go a little bit brighter than I actually am. I don't want black stone, I don't think. And I don't want so much of the darkness that I've put into this. So I might actually throw in some tuff. Where's the tuff blocks? Tuff. Right down at the bottom, if I believe. Correctly. No, it's not. Where's tuff gone? It's down here. It's there. That's where it is. I need to remember the creative test screen. I really cannot remember creative test screen at all. I never build in creative, so I've forgotten how it actually looks. So what I want to do is just actually look a little bit more at this picture. What's that? They have a lot less detail than what I'm actually going for, I think. Obviously, I'm not taking the picture directly. I'm not like stealing the exact picture. I'm making my own version of it. But I am taking inspiration from the color palette, because this is a very unique color palette. I think it looks pretty good. How do they do that? One question, does Java allow you to have floating coral blocks? Because you can't do that in Bedrock. You can't have coral blocks that aren't on top of another block. And it drives me mad, I'm going to be honest. Absolutely drives me mad. I wish I could do it, because then I'd have so much more possibility when building these. But I just can't do it. It is really annoying. So, looking at this, they have the coral blocks, obviously. They have tuff. I think they have that full colour palette already put in. They have a lot more mossy cobblestone, which I'm going to throw in as we build it. So hopefully, this is going to start looking pretty cool once we've got this main wall built up. Hopefully. So what I want to do is get this sort of thing in. What am I doing? I am building in the creative test world. I'm just getting some new designs in for the Forever World, hoping that they look good. If not, then don't know what I'm going to do about that. But yeah, what I'm doing is in the creative test world, just planning out, experimenting with blocks to see what I can create. So what I'm going to do is get some mossy cobblestone coming up like this, maybe. Some cracked stone walls. What else do I want to put in? Some tuff as well. Now I want to have a 2 sort of roof like this, maybe. And that looks too dark. I might place that with that. Sort of, maybe as well put in some mossy stuff as well. That might look good. No, that's too much. That's too much green. But just throwing in a sort of too long thing like that. That's where we can bring in the coral, actually, isn't it? On the top of these. So where's my coral gone? Dead coral blocks are down here. We want brain coral, bubble, fire coral is good. And let's do tube coral. Just these versions of the coral blocks. We can place these in here. Oh, that's one too high. So we want to do that again. Place it like that. So that's how tall we're going to have to make this wall. That is... Okay, that's a very tall wall. That is a lot taller than I anticipated it being. Right. So that is what the design looks like. That doesn't look brilliant right now. Well, it's all in the process though, isn't it? I've got to trust the process. It will come out looking good eventually, I'm sure. I mean, all my builds always do. I've never made a bad build. That's a complete lie. I've made so many bad builds in the past. Right, that's not good. Okay, that detailing. Oh, that actually looks... That looks pretty good, actually. That is a gradient. I don't know if there's like what other people in the building community say is a gradient, but I think that is an absolutely brilliant gradient. I might bring in a little bit more of the dark in this corner here, maybe. Just make it so the bottom's a bit darker than the top. Put in some tuff here. That's looking pretty good, I'm going to say. Looking a little bit fat. Maybe we need to make that taller. I don't want to make it taller, but I feel like we might have to. That looks, nah, it should be okay. I'm just going to demolish all of this bit here, because I want to get a big window in the middle, sort of thing. Okay, so what we want to do is this is going to be sort of how it is. I'm going to say 2 blocks tall, maybe. Get a sort of building like that. And then we bring sort of like a gap like that. Is that... No, we don't want it like that. Right, so just get this so it's symmetrical in the middle. So that's how that currently is. Nope, that's not good. Sort of bringing this into itself. That's 3 wide. And then maybe bringing in some walls to the edges of these windows, maybe. So where do you want it? We want the walls like this. Let's do polished deep slate. Blackstone, sorry. Bring this up. No, that's too dark. Way too dark. Way too dark what we're doing. I want to match it with our actual walls, right? So we want mossy cobblestone, andesite, and tuff. And also some cobble deep slate, yeah. Let's bring that in some more. Get some andesite in. Some tuff. So like that. That looks pretty good for a window, I'm going to say. Again, bring that in. Hopefully it won't look horrendous. Maybe. And then as we build this up, it should start to look really good, hopefully. It might not look good from all angles, but it is going to be a work in progress, hopefully. So, right now, we're going to have this wall like this. I'm going to build this... See, I think we go taller with this. I honestly think we go taller. But I just feel like that's a bit too stumpy. Maybe put a taller roof, maybe? Get a taller roof in, maybe go 3 per roof block. So I'll get more of a height gradient in here. Maybe? I don't really know what I'm doing with this build. This is sort of the first time I've ever built ruins in any capacity in my Minecraft world. I never build ruins. I always build completed builds. Never would do anything that's falling apart. Don't know why, that's just sort of how I've always built. I've got to get gravel back. I need to get my gravel back. Good of that. Where's my gravel gone? There it is. Right, so if we get this up a little bit more like this, then maybe that looks a little bit better. Still too, I don't know. There's just something about it that doesn't feel quite right with me. Might this be because right now, oh, that's why. Because that's not actually built properly. Right, okay. Bring that up then. Want that to be dark. I mean, want the top to be, the spar to be dark. Right, how's that look? Yeah, that looks better. I think also this curved wall right now don't look brilliant. So hopefully this might start to look better as we work on it. For now, I just want to get this wall finished off, and seeing how this looks will sort of give off a vibe for how the rest of this building looks. But yeah, guys, this is literally my build process. Whenever I do a new build in the Forever World, nearly all of them have all gone through this exact process. I want to get some andesite in. Andesite. Every single one has gone through this sort of progress. Some of them, obviously, not quite as much scrutiny as I'm doing with this one. Some of them just throwing them all together. But all the ones over in the city have all had the exact same planning phase. I can only think of one building in this city that hasn't been planned at all. And that is the mud farm. Which is why the mud farm, if you excuse me, which is why the mud farm is by far the worst building in the entire city. It is absolutely terrible. Hate this bike. Well, it's not terrible, but not my favourite one that I've done. All the other ones have all been planned out. Every single one, except for that tower. Might be able to guess this bit hasn't been planned out. This was the first section of the city, if you guys remember. All of these, and this entire road here, which I did have a name for, but I can't quite remember the name of it. All of these were obviously planned out. That's why this is my favourite video, my favourite build that I've done. And as you can see here, we've got some new builds all ready to be planned out, ready for some more videos in the Forever World. But I do want to work outside of the city for a bit, get some more of the world built up, start making it feel real. Because we only focus on one build at a time, then it won't feel like a real world. So coming out here, starting to expand out into what will be outside the city of Leaf, outside the city walls, really starting to help. That actually, tell you what, that's looking pretty good. Just want to see how this feels. Maybe bring some more ruin into it. I think right now, because this wall is so much more completed than the rest of the build's going to be, but it should start to feel pretty good once we've got this going. So what we want to do is get another wall in here, just so we can then jump into a second, getting out of count here, a second window, which leads up a little bit more maybe. That doesn't quite look right, does it? Might just be because the other side's not built in. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe that might be what's doing it. We don't want that there. You want to replace that with andesite, maybe? That's looking pretty good now, isn't it? That's looking much better. Yeah, this stream's doing pretty well, guys. There's a pretty good, consistent amount of viewers, I'm going to say. We haven't gone down to 0 viewers at any point. Obviously, please don't all just abandon me the second I say that I know you're watching, because that's sort of like the whole point of the live stream. You guys are supposed to be watching and communicating. So right now I'm just sort of talking to myself. Right now it's just like making a very long Minecraft video. So, continue to build this. Maybe put in some more deep slate and basalt at the bottom. Maybe mix in some grey concrete. see how this starts to look at the bottom. I want to keep the tuff there. The tuff looks good. Maybe bring that in as well. No. Is the grey too grey? Hang on. Is the grey too dark? That's what I meant to say. It might be. I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to say that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So what we want to do is just get this wall completed. So where do I want this to be? This is going to be the next window. Oh, damn it. Did not mean to drop that. So what we want to do is get some more windows in. It's just going to be a little window, not too big. So like that. Do it again on this side. And I want to get in a cool sort of transition. What's a good block to transition into? You know what? It's going to be expensive. But I do definitely have the iron for it. How does that look? Maybe angle it the other way. Facing it so the anvils are that way. How does that look, actually? Never used this sort of design. This might actually be a pretty good sort of design, maybe. Hang on. Get some of our grey blocks back out. Get the tuff on. Obviously, come like that. And then get our dead coral blocks in. Get the grey back in. That might... Ooh. You know what? Anvils might be a pretty good transition between walls into blocks, actually. I think definitely get the anvils the other direction. Like that. Did not mean to do that. That might be a good sort of design. I'm just calling it. That's a good design. And obviously just fill this in and get it all finished up. You know, that's pretty good. I'm calling it. That is a good sort of ruined sort of castle thing. And then we just have to get these walls in. I think it's starting to look pretty cool, I'm going to say. This is looking... I feel like considering this is like first attempt, I've not actually done any planning. This, like, as you guys know from the title of this stream, this is the planning phase. So I think this is looking pretty good. Where's my fire? My brain coral block gone. I'm going to get some more brain coral in because that just looks absolutely amazing. Get this all mixed in. Lots of grey. Maybe mix in a little bit of dark as well. I think... Yeah, this is actually... Oh, completely forgot about the roof. That might help if I remember to do the roof. We want it like that, don't we? That's how we want it. Right, there we go. So where do we want to go? I want to get this up a little bit. That's where that ends. So, no, it isn't. We want to get to there. Sorry. This goes up 3. And then that goes all the way until we reach the peak, which has a little bit of grey. Not grey. Dark grey. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. That is my first task. Oh, wow. Tell you what. This is pretty good. However, don't look at this side. This side looks a bit wrong right now. But once we build the cliff face in, that goes into this river, which is something I'm hoping to do on live streams, this is going to look amazing. Right, so this is where things can start to go wrong. Gonna try keep it going, but I want to start bringing in a little bit more of that. What was it that I described? I was gonna do like some walls, wasn't I? I want to bring this up some more, maybe. I don't know. What I want to do is follow the path of this. Right now I'll just use cobble just to get this going. How is this? It goes like that, doesn't it? And that goes in like that. Nope, I want to keep that there. And then we have sort of as if it's fallen down a little bit. I think that'd be quite cool. Might actually bring the roof up a little bit more. Just so, all I want to do is have a straight one here, and then this one sort of curves up to meet the roof. So, Gonna bring that roof up. Each one come up 3. So the entire build ends up being 3 blocks higher. Shouldn't be too much of a difference, hopefully. So we want it like that. And then finally bring that up. And it should also help with sort of like the bulkiness of this build. See, the whole build felt quite, Guys, it felt a bit, it didn't feel right, is how I'm going to say that. I don't really know how else to describe it. I mean, you guys may have liked it, but I didn't, and at the end of the day, it's my world, so let's get this going up. This goes darker here. Bring it up. Actually, I might want to bring in a little bit of texture of the base of the basalt block. That's pretty good, isn't it? Get that in. Okay, yeah, that's actually looking better now we've done that. And then we can bring in, what was it? Another... Bring this up one. How is this all going to look? How long have we been streaming for? We have already been... Oh, wow. We've already been going for 51 minutes. Wow. 51 minutes and I've done this. This is why it takes so long to make a Minecraft video, guys. This isn't me trying to explain myself. I'm just showing you this is why it takes a long time to make a Minecraft video. Because, remember, right now that I've got it streaming in the middle, it's completely fine. But when I was doing it without the streams, I'd be doing this before even pressing record. So that's why videos took so long. I'd spend like 2 hours designing one building before I can even go into building it in survival and collecting the resources. So now that we've got this going a lot more frequently, and I want this to be, I don't want that. I want the tough back. Where's my tough gone? Yeah, now I've got this going a lot more frequently and I can get streams going as well. Videos should hopefully, not videos, but content on this channel should hopefully start to increase again. Go back to, hopefully going to weekly, hopefully, but might see if we can go further. There's no guarantees that we're going to go further than weekly videos, purely because I want to always make sure I have a video ready for the next day. Not for the next day, for the next time that you guys are expecting a video. So that means sometimes we might have weekly, but not all the time. If you guys get what I mean, hopefully. But if we have a spare video going, if I have a spare video going that I want to get released quickly, then yes, you will get 2 videos that week. But other times, then no, you won't. You guys will get the 1 video for that week. So some weeks might get 2, but every other week you're guaranteed to get 1, basically. Which I think is a pretty fair deal, considering this is the sort of work I go to. How does this feel? I feel like I need to get another sort of, expand this wall a bit. Let's get some of our darker blocks in. Get some, let's not go grey, not that dark. Let's go like this. Get this in. How's this looking? Okay, yeah. That's good. Oh, yeah, that's good. It sort of makes me want to do all this in that dark colour, but I sort of love the detailing put into this, so I don't quite want to do that. I don't think. Let me just check. I can't remember if I've got my mic on. It would be so embarrassing if I suddenly check the stream and I never had my mic on the whole time. Okay, I did. I did. I was panicking about nothing. It's okay. So, what we want to do is get this wall going up again. Don't we? That's what we want. So, what I'm thinking is I just want to decorate this a little bit more. Right now it's just a straight line. Just want to get some colour in. Not some colour, but texture in. Start making it look so monotonous. Now, I might be guilty here of over-texturing this build, but I think I can get away with it. Now, obviously these streams I'm going to use sort of like help you guys improve your own builds, I'm hoping. Just so like you guys can look into my sort of process on building, because I'm not going to claim that I'm the perfect builder, that I'm like professional Minecraft builder, but I definitely know sort of how to do it. I definitely am sort of into the building scene in this game. So hopefully through these streams, you guys can sort of take a little bit of advice, maybe take a little bit of inspiration from what I do, just so you guys can start your own builds properly. Now I want to start bringing in this wall a little bit, start to sort of collapse it down, I think. So this is where the ruins start, and it just slowly falls. And what I want to do, actually, to show the walls falling down is, again, use the walls, I think. Place sort of like that. It's going to be quite good. Wow. This is actually looking pretty damn good, I'm going to say. I know I've said that a lot, but that's one thing I still can't get over. And I hope I never get over it, to be honest. It's just, when I make a good build, or a build I'm really proud of, I am really proud of it. I absolutely love it when I get a good build. I still get that sort of, like, joy. Like, I know I'm getting better, I'm getting more, consistent with making some high quality builds. But I still absolutely love it. Every single high quality build that I make feels like my first one. And that is lost on my viewers, yeah. Humble brag. But yeah, it just feels amazing every single time. Love making it. Like, you're always going to have that sort of feeling whenever you make a good build. A build you're really proud of. You're going to want to show it off. You're going to want to be proud of it. And obviously, the more you make, the better you get at making them. And that is like where it really starts to up the ante. What I want to do is get some chains. Should I use the copper chains? Because weathered, we want wax, so it wouldn't get worse. I'm gonna see. Do we want it like this? I'm gonna place some chains down, just make it feel a little bit more abandoned. Maybe we can use the weathered ones, can't we? Yeah. You know what? Let's use some 1. Whatever it's called, Autumn Drop, Copper Age, whatever they called the update. Use some of these, and I think one of the new lanterns, weathered copper lantern, maybe. Let's see. Does this work? That might work. Ooh. You know, that really adds into the... I didn't even consider it, because I've only been thinking of doing this sort of ruined build without the Copper Age. I wasn't even processing that it was going to come anytime soon. I completely forgot that it was even coming out until it was released. But that really works with the ruined sort of vibe, doesn't it? Let's just see what it does at night. Hang on. I'm going to turn off always day, just so I can see what it looks like at night. Turn off always day. Time set midnight. And let's turn on vibrant visuals as well. Let's do it. Let's go for that. Fancy vibrant visuals. Now just wait for it to buffer. It'll get there eventually. We're in. Oh! Yeah, still some glitches in vibrant visuals, guys. Wow. You know what? Build... Oh, wow. Now, obviously, this field looks weird in vibrant visuals, I'm going to say. Look at that. Yeah, decorate this. Let's get in some... Night is perfect to put in sort of some of the decorative blocks, not the lighting blocks. Let's get some glow lichen in. Glow lichen is the perfect thing to make a build sort of mob proof without overly doing it. Because, oh, wow. I have to do that on the starter base, actually. I haven't done that on the starter base yet. Oh, wow. That. My character does not look good if I'm visual sometimes. Now that, I'm going to say it, that is a castle. That is a fortress. And just do this all the way up, maybe? Maybe just do the base. Just the occasional block. You don't want to overdo it on this build, I'm going to say. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love that. Looks amazing. I love that. And I'm thinking maybe... Don't want to overdo it. And I have got... Might be getting a bit carried away with this. Or I might... Yeah, this is just... Wow. This is amazing. I really like this, actually. I'm going to be honest. I came into this stream with no idea what I was going to build. And now I've got this going. Absolutely love it. And I might actually, what I'm sort of envisioning is building a bit more of a spire, like thickening this up a bit. Right, that's not going to work. So Environment Visuals, the hitboxes are absolutely massive on Environment Visuals now. No idea what they did, but it's so weird. Right, that's slabbed, isn't it? Yeah, that's slabbed. So maybe get... Where's that? No, a cobble deep slate slab. And maybe bring it down like that a bit. A little bit of an overhanging, that's cool. Get a little bit of that going. Yeah, this looks... this is looking really cool. So you want to bring the glow lichen along this wall as well. Get it on top as well. Get a nice mix of it going in. And then down here from the path, from the road, that's, wow. I've built that, that's cool. That's very cool. I just want to get, I was about to say I want to get some lighting up here, but I completely forgot it's all just darker blocks, so I just want to get some lighting inside the building as well, just so nothing ever spawns. That is just... When I build something like this, it just makes me want to just turn this entire world into an entire kingdom in 5 days. This is just... I cannot wait to get this entire build up to where it's going to be. Up to this, not the entire build, the entire world, sorry. I don't want to go into the tutorial. Can we get this entire world up to the level that I'm already imagining it to get to? Because it is going to look absolutely amazing. So, let's get back into, just adjust the brightness. Let's get back into building and planning. I'm going to start, I don't want to go too much with this wall. Let's go down here. I want to leave this bit. Right now, see, we've got a marked out bit, but I want to actually leave it empty. And have it so nature overtakes this area. I think that'd be a very cool sort of story arc sort of thing to follow. What else do we want? Stuff like that. Okay. That's all our blocks. Want to get some darkness in and maybe starting to go a little bit lighter at the base as we get less of an ability to put in our actual what's it called? Our actual gradients in. This isn't a gradient, but you know what I mean. Less detailing. We can't detail as much as we get a smaller wall for obvious reasons. I don't want to come down too quickly yet. I think I want it to be sort of chaotic, I'd say. So it's not going to just be a constant downwards sort of pattern. So maybe for this one, maybe we go up and then we go up another one or two, stuff like that. Make it feel a bit more random, a little bit more ruinous. That's not a word, but you guys know what I mean. This is looking... Oh, this is looking pretty good. So, what we want to do, get this going. Meant to do that with tough, but it doesn't matter. Just mix this all up. I don't think, actually, do we want... Let's get some windows in, actually. Let's get a bit of a... Sort of like this, I'd say. Obviously, we can have like little holes like that. That's fine. I think that's quite realistic. But it's just sort of like this, and then get the wall in. Where did our walls go? Here. And this just represents the entire building sort of falling apart. Just doing stuff like this. Makes the entire thing just feel a little bit more like it's actually fallen down. Rather than just being built like this. If you get what I mean. I think this is looking... Oh, wow. That is cool. That's a very cool... Maybe get a little lantern on here. Again. Throwing this all out. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to say that's looking pretty good. Just want to get a little bit of the same down this wall here. I don't want to complete the entire building, actually. I think what I might actually do is I might bring in that wall on this side as well. And bring that sort of down from where the wall ends, from where so like here, and it just comes down and round like that. This is looking pretty good. So what we want to do is just bring this down a little bit more. Now, hopefully, because I've got this stream here, I can come back to this when I'm actually building the real thing. And hopefully that will mean that I won't have so much of a hard time having to actually be able to build this properly. So it should turn out looking pretty good. That just broke that glow lichen. I can replace it later. May as well just replace it now, actually. Okay, keep this going up. Now, hopefully, this won't look too bad. We don't want to always rely on coral. We want to get some of our normal grey blocks in, obviously. That's coral again. Did not mean to do that. So get this going all the way up this time. I want to get it all the way up. Maybe we can sort of create sort of like the illusion that that could we? I have no idea what just went weird with my voice there, but could we do that? It might work. Just sort of make it feel like the roof has collapsed as well. I want to make a little bit of an illusion of a roof still existing, because right now that just feels a little bit too weird. I want us to come out a little bit further than this side. This side sort of falls down quite quickly. I want this side to be a little bit better, a little bit more existent before it comes crumbling down to the floor. But not too much. I still want it to come down pretty quickly. But maybe what I'm thinking is when it comes down, it really comes down. Sort of like a lot faster. Just completely... 1 second you've got a full wall, the next you're down here. And I want to get these holes back in. I love this bit. I was really apprehensive about this wall until I built this section right here. That's where it really got completed for me. I think that made it absolutely brilliant. What else can I do? I still want to bring that in again, but I don't know. I want to do it on this wall. Probably will. I'll just see how this all works out. Let's get some dead brain coral. Again, we want the randomness of it all. It might look really busy up close, but when we go further away, it sort of just makes it look really sort of completed. You can't see all the different blocks from a distance, but you can see the shading. Whereas, like, obviously up close, it's a complete mess. But I think it's fine. I think it works. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is brilliant. I love this. I sound really egotistical and narcissistic saying this, but I love this. I don't care. This is amazing. What do you want to do? We want to get up like this. I just want to get rid of that block there. That's one thing we're missing. I haven't got any cobble. I haven't got any mossy cobble on this side. I need to get some more of that in. Let's get some mossy cobblestone here. There you go. That's not even mossy cobblestone. That's dead brain coral. Right. I'm going to get this all in. Oh, there we go. That looks a lot better. So there's no cobblestone on the roof, is there? No mossy cobblestone on the roof. What am I doing? Where else can I put some mossy cobblestone? Mix that in a little bit. Make it look a little bit more vibrant. Make it a little bit more vibrant for the vibrant rituals. I don't know what I'm saying. Right, so get this going up. Is anyone even still watching the stream, guys? Or am I just talking to myself again? You guys left me alone? Let me check. There is no one. I'm alone. Completely and utterly alone. Right, okay. Yeah, well. Oh, no, there is one. Of course you're here. I swear, a person, you're in every single video. Yeah, you haven't commented on my City Skylines video, it's fine, but you're always here. It is weird when you think about it. Like, you're in every single video. I assume you probably watched the City Skylines video. That video actually did. I'm so surprised. I'm just going to go on a bit of a rant about that. But for so long, I was worried. Like, for like the first 24 hours or so that it was released, it absolutely bombed. It got 8, 9 views in the first 24 hours, which it got views, good. And obviously, it was never going to get as many views as my other videos were getting because I've been gone for so long. But to be honest, 8 views was pretty scary. Obviously, now it's gone up to like 80 something. I think it's like, what? Let me just find out. Just gonna figure out where it is right now. I think it's at like nearly 90 views now, which is higher than what my last video, the one about the game completely crashing, got, and maybe more than the last actual Forever World video got. Yeah, so right now, City Skylines is on 98 views, which is one less than my 100 days video when I built that street, and 4 less than when we yeah, I think you guys are sick of the city, aren't you? That's what the problem is. Looking at this, you guys got sort of tired of the city. Episode 1 of the city was building a city in my Minecraft Forever world. 198 views. Next one, best city I've ever built in my Minecraft Forever world, which was the one where we built up the floral district. We built the flower market, and what else did we build? The flower market, the guild hall. We built the guild hall. This sort of thing here, and these 2 buildings. That got 102 views. And then this one, which I spent a long time on, building this entire street, and he got 98. With 99, sorry. So yeah, maybe when we come out here and build this section in our next video, you guys might like this video a lot more, I'm going to say. Considering that the slower paced videos, the first 3 in the Forever World, the best start of my Forever World, I got 1,200 now. Best starter base I've ever built, 251. Best spawn village, 224. And 224 views for literally just building. I was going for a bit of a rant here. 224 views where literally all I did was this here. I built this river, this lake, pond, sorry. And this sort of bit of custom terraforming. That's a lot of views for that. Especially considering this took a little amount of time to record and is a 44-minute video. 224 views, that over there, 20-minute video, 22-minute video, and completely and utterly hours of work, only getting 99. Slower paced videos definitely do better in this channel, don't they? Yeah, slower paced videos definitely do better. Now, I know I haven't done any more of this sort of custom terraforming, but I am planning to bring it up and around this area more. I think right now, obviously we're planning the sort of ruined cathedral sort of thing, but this hill here could be a perfect chance to come back in with that custom terraforming. And I think I definitely will bring that back. Because I love doing it. It was so relaxing. Like, absolutely. Some of the best things I ever built. Maybe not the best things I ever built, but it was just a really relaxing thing to build. Such a relaxing time on the channel, wasn't it? Just those 3 episodes was just so... It was just really nice to build. Absolutely loved doing it. You guys absolutely loved the content itself. So yeah, I'm going to do a lot more of those videos, I'm hoping. And this is what I'm planning with these. Because right now, obviously, we have this building here is being built up. And this is all part of our next episode. Episode 7? I think. Episode 7 of the Forever World, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Episode 7 is all going to be back to how the first episodes were for the Forever World. Back to that more relaxing style content, which I loved making. You guys absolutely loved watching, apparently. And was just so much easier to record. It was just perfect for me, to be honest. Like, I love making those longer form videos. I really do. Not the long form, the fast ones. Like, the ones where I was building the City of Leaf. The high action, welcome back to my Minecraft Forever World, right in your face. I loved making it, but it just didn't... It really wore me down, to be honest. It was a lot of work to do. And I just can't really do that amount of work in... I don't really have time for that sort of work. So hopefully these smaller videos, what I'm doing now, my new sort of style for building. Obviously, well, not for building, for the channel with the weekly City Skylines episodes, the streams on the weekends, being able to get some Forever World videos out occasionally. I think this feels a lot better because one thing I was worried about with the City Skylines was you guys get disillusioned from the Forever World, which is why I've then come in to do the streams as well, so that you guys are getting City Skylines and the Forever World at all times. Because obviously, yes, City Skylines will be the most prominent video form for a while, but I don't want you guys to forget the Forever World at all. I want you guys to remember that the Forever World is here, and this is still the focus of the channel. So, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to work on this sort of thing here. I want this to feel more like the wall we built over here. Like, this is properly fallen down. Nothing you can do about it to save it. It's probably all just fallen down. Old sort of building. You know what I mean? It's like sort of like holes in the walls, stuff like that. And then we can just do what we did earlier with the actual wall. And just bring in a little bit like this, just to make it feel a little bit more completed. And I think get a little bit of slabbing in. Maybe some walls like this, or just collapse like that. I think doing this will sort of make it really feel as if this building is old, it's fallen down, it's on its last legs, you know what I mean? Just completely and utterly collapsed in on itself. And I think this is looking pretty good. So now it means that now it's time for me to learn English before I say anything else. Now it's time to get in. Oh yeah, I wanted to do that wall, didn't I? Need to remember that. So, how are we going to do this wall? How did I do the last one? Last one was sort of stone, yep. Okay, so we want to just copy what I did in the last one. Bring in stuff like this, andesite walls, slabs, stuff like that. That's all good. Where I want this wall to come in from. Let's start it off here. Sort of 2 blocks tall, maybe like that. And then weave it into this area here. Get some sections going. This can be one of the ones that's collapsed, so get one of them in. Get some coarse dirt in, which we have placed away. Obviously the buttons, we need the buttons. Where are the buttons? And I think maybe we might be able to incorporate the copper golem statues. So these are the regular guys. We want to bring in some statues. And then we can have them sort of like... I want to try something here, actually. I saw someone doing this. That's weathered. I can't quite remember how to do it. Do you place this guy? How do you get him to change position? Come on, how you get him to change. Like that, okay. Do it like that, maybe. Put this on top of him. Does that work? No, it doesn't. Doesn't work, no. Forget that idea. That was just sort of experimenting. I think it could have been cool, but didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. Bring a little bit more coarse dirt in here, make it look like someone's just walked through like that. And it just dots around like that. Goes in, dotted around, everything like that. And then just sink it into the main pathway. Okay, that looks pretty good. Bring this wall further. We want to get it down, up and along. Where are some of my blocks gone? I want that back, and you want tough black. Tough black, tough back. Yeah, the problem is with that's like my one issue with streaming. It completely knocks out my vocabulary. I completely forget, sorry, how to speak English. It is, yeah, a little bit annoying. But, obviously, how long have we been going now? We have been going for, let me just check, an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes of talking. You know what? An hour and 20 to do this is pretty good, I'm going to say. Obviously, this is in the creative test world. You need to get it into the real world, which is a lot longer, but it's pretty good going, isn't it? So you want to get this moss going as well. And then I think we can plant the actual garden in the eventual video. I think maybe. Or just let myself remember that we need to build the wall. Not the wall. What's it called? The garden. How do I forget the word garden? Yeah, I think streaming, need to get better at streaming, don't I? Right, okay, so pretty good going for the wall here, I'm going to say. Don't want anything too complicated and big or anything like that, do we? We want to make it just feel like it is a wall, but not too bad. So that's how you did it. Why didn't I think of that? That's how you get floating coral blocks. Really should have known that, to be honest, shouldn't I? On that there as well. But that's looking pretty good. I'm actually pretty pleased with that. Obviously, gonna come through and bone meal the entire thing, I'm gonna say. Get some bone meal in. Just to make it look like nature's overtaken it. Just get some nice bone meal going. And obviously we're gonna place some actual plants and stuff around the outside, but inside I just want it to be all overgrown. Stuff like that. And then in the actual video, I'll get some real sort of flowers going on here. But I think that is for an hour and 20 minutes. That is some pretty good going, I'm gonna say. Especially considering I don't have Axiom, World Edit, anything like that. Any of the creative stuff that Java players have. This is absolutely... I love this, especially this bit here. Absolutely love that bit there. This roof here might bring down a little bit, do a little bit of work on the roof. Don't really know. Might do a little bit more work on it before the next video. But that is pretty good, isn't it? Did not manage to place down the actual command there, did I? Slash clear. So now what I want to do is, how much longer should I be streaming for? Because this is the first stream back, I don't want to be going for too long. My voice is starting to feel a bit weird. I am not feeling great. I've got a bit of a sore throat going. I think what I might do is... maybe just show you guys around the world a bit. Because since the last episode, we've done quite a lot of work since the last episode. Because, and I'm going to reveal this all to you guys, I have done a lot of actual recording in this world without any videos coming out. And the way I'm going to explain that is I've actually recorded 2 videos in the Forever World. Well, started the process of recording 2 videos in the Forever World. I'm just taking some screenshots here just so it's slightly easier for me to remember how this all works. But yeah, I've been recording 2 videos in the Forever World. I'm now going into the actual save file. So as you can see here, 2 completely different save files, guys. I was not building that in creative. Load world anyway, let's go in. Yeah, I did record 2 videos in the Forever World. The first one was the one where I was actually recording and then the game crashed and then all that happened and that whole jazz happened. And that was when I built out this small little square area here. I built this like sort of village thing here. And I'm really proud of it. I love this sort of build. It was a way back to try and go back to the more relaxed building, but I wasn't happy with how the video ended up. Loved the build, except for this one. This one could be worked on, but loved these buildings, especially this one, that one, and this one, the tiny builds. All of them are like inspired from this Pinterest. Just put in Pinterest and Minecraft cottage, stuff like that, farmhouse, anything like that. And that's what you get. And that was the first video I recorded. The second one was actually the prototype, I'm going to call it, of the video I'm actually now going to release, which is the one we're now working on, which was obviously doing the ruins, everything like that. And I think it was pretty good. So for the rest of the stream, I'm just going to go back through with some of the work I've done, because I also built an interior, I believe. It isn't a very good interior. It is actually a terrible interior, I'm going to say. Obviously, all this is from terraforming for the actual temple that we're building. Yeah, Farmer's Inn. This was an interior. This bit here is looking pretty good. This is decent. Obviously, as I mentioned in the 100 Days Building Roofs video, I am building an interior every single episode, and that is still going to happen. I'm still going to be doing that in the videos that will be coming out now, systematically, stuff like that. But I do also need to improve my interiors. Like that bit up there, want to get rid of stuff like that, those little small things, make it look a little bit better. This is decent. It's a good start, I'm going to say. Up here, this is terrible. But I couldn't be bothered to do the top of this at all. But this interior, I'd give this interior a 4 out of 10. But then over here, Fisher's Bar, I would give this a solid 7, maybe. Not brilliant. Well, it's brilliant for my standards, but not at the level I want to get to for this. And obviously up there is nothing. I also need to think of what else I've done. I don't think I've done anything else since the last episode, really. Obviously got all these planned out. Oh, yeah. Completely forgot I came over here to work over here. I've expanded this main road out because I was originally going to build as people who watched the first episode of the city, which was episode 4 of the Forever World, and also maybe episode 3. No, not episode 3, episode 5. I was originally, where this street is, was originally going to be the harbour, and that whole plan got completely changed. So now the harbour is over here. You can sort of see where my original plan was. So over here, we're now going to have the harbour run along the actual natural, say that 10 times fast, coastline. And what I'm planning here is sort of inspired by Whip City, the city of Path in his hardcore world, is we're going to have the main city up here, and then down here below, we're going to have sort of like a grassy sort of dockyard area, some really tightly packed houses, sort of like a black market sort of thing behind it next to the cliff face, which I think will be very, very cool. And I did also build another map, I'm pretty sure. I think that's the one last thing I did between episodes. Just going to point out, this mountain is going to completely change. Right now it's peaks, but what I'm actually going to do is tear down all these bits and just go back to this level here and sort of do more of a cliff face with a tabletop mountain on it. Very simple. Don't really want to do all that work quite yet, considering I've been dealing with burnout. But yeah, I did another map, as you can see here. I absolutely love these maps. It's such a good way of tracking this world. It is amazing. So I did this August 24th, so over a month ago. So as you can see, I've done quite a bit of work, actually. Obviously, the next map, we're going to have to expand up one, which is why I'm hoping to be able to start working on the castle before the next map. I want to do our next map on day 1000. So I have to calculate, because obviously I had that glitch with the cinema add-on, which meant that my day count got reset. So I have to calculate exactly what day it's going to say when we actually reach day 1000, because we need to add 571 days to whatever day count you see in the top left corner. So I have to figure out what day count it's going to be when we actually hit day 1000. And that would be the next map, which I'm hoping will be once we've at least started on the castle. We don't have that much left, I'm going to say. I'm going to say we have about roughly 300 days left. Less than that, maybe. Let me see what day we're on. So what are we on? We're on 187 on this day count. 187 plus, what was it, 571. So we're on day 758. So I have 242 in-game days until the next map. So I've got to try working on the castle as soon as possible. What are you doing in here, Gal? Don't want them in. But yeah, seeing how this city, how this world has changed. This was day 230 when I took my break for exams, and then just jump over to when I came back, June 24th, day 413. This was the map I made on the episode when I came back. So everything from here to the next map has all been done since June 23rd. Look at that. Now, obviously I didn't make many videos, but that amount of progress on the city, it looks completely different. You can actually see where the old dockyard was going to be, that little bit of wood next to the mud farm. And you can see the planning, so like the initial phases of the episode I was recording. And just look at that. That city has grown massively. And I cannot wait, because obviously right now, what we are seeing is a mix between custom terraforming, the custom platform that we are actually using for the world, and the original sort of terrain. So once we've got this all how it is going to be, you can see here that very sharp edge between natural and my terrain. So once we've got this all leveled out properly, it'll look so much better. But I think as it is now nighttime, and I need to start doing some more work on editing some other videos, editing some City Skylines videos, and taking a break. I've done a lot of YouTube today, haven't I? Today, what have I done? Over the past week, so yesterday I recorded most of episode 2 for City Skylines and some of episode 3. Today I finished episode 3, started work on episode 4, then realised I had no idea what I was doing and scrapped that, and then started streaming. So I've done a lot of work on YouTube today. I'm pretty proud of the amount of work I've done. Definitely back into the flow of it. So that is probably going to be the end of the stream, guys. I know it was like unannounced. You guys had no idea I was going to stream. And considering we got up to 7 concurrent viewers at one point, I think we got up to 8. 8 was our peak today. Pretty good going. Especially since I haven't streamed in well over a year. I haven't been on YouTube properly. I haven't been on the Minecraft world since... Well, you guys haven't been in Minecraft since August 27th. That was the last episode I released. Last proper episode was August 19th, but at least that one about nearly losing everything on August 27th. So it's been about a month and a half since you were last in this world, and has been... I only just came back to YouTube a few days ago. Pretty good going for this first stream back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry to that one person who just clicked on, because the stream is now unfortunately ending. Hope you guys did enjoy this stream. I am hoping to stream at least once a week. Might stream some evenings as well, see how things go. If you guys did enjoy it, then make sure to like the stream and subscribe if you are watching and hasn't subscribed yet. So that one guy, because I have a feeling that a person is still watching. I have to fix this church. I have a feeling a person, you've probably watched the entire stream knowing you. But that one other person, you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe. I will be streaming hopefully later in the week at some point, maybe Thursday, but definitely next weekend. And hoping to get this video started to be recorded. Hopefully start recording sometime this week. Get it out by the end of October. See you guys later, I guess. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you in the next video or stream, whatever comes first. Goodbye. I've completely forgot to cancel the stream. Stop stream. Bye.